Hey guys, it's your buddy and pal Karnak, Star Wars Armada Explained. I know it's been a while since my last video. Some of you may be feeling that like I died or forgot about the game. Nope, just busy. Work is super busy before the holidays for me. So we're going to be looking at the last card I haven't looked at, the other two being Bale and Price, which, as I mentioned before, not doing those two cards just because they're really complicated. They need FAQ changes. So until that happens, not doing them. And then, so Harrow is my last card. And then I will be doing videos on the Squadron cards. But before I do that, so I'm going to do this video. The next video I do, I'm going to release this project I've been working on, personal project. But let's dive into Harrow, and you guys have some more stuff to look forward to in the future, some other content and things going on. So Harrow, let's dive in. So Harrow equips to the Victory class Star Destroyer, a ship that it has a place in my heart, and it is so great to see an upgrade to really help bring that ship forward into future waves. It kind of has been just stuck in the past for so long. So Harrow, how do you know it equips to the VSD? It's got the symbol in the bottom left-hand corner. There's a picture of it on the card. It is faction specific for the Empire only, which you can see there next to its point cost, which is 3 points. Harrow, in front of its name, you're going to see a little dot or bullet point. Signifies it is unique. You can only have one of them in your fleet. So let's read into what does this card accomplish. So you gain one additional support team icon in your upgrade bar. When you execute a speed 1 maneuver during your determined course step, you may change your first yaw value to 2 until the end of your activation. So this addresses some of the biggest problems the Victory has, which is it's slow, its nav chart sucks, and this really helps fix at least one of your Victory class Star Destroyers. I have out all of the whoops, I need to clone, and then we'll flip that over. Because, right, rebuilding them cards I didn't hear yet. But anyway, I'm going to touch on the support team cards here in a moment about what's good, what's not so good with the Harrow title. But for 3 points, even if you just only bring the title and you don't even equip a support team, worth 3 points. Because it's giving you that double click on Yaw 1 without having to use a nav command, which for VSD, sometimes, if you're bringing like a VSD2, you want it to be more like a gunboat where it's throwing out the decaps and the reds and the blues. Or even if it's a VSD1, I guess you wouldn't want to bring a VSD1 with just this. But, I mean, there's still uses for bringing just the title and not equipping a support team slot, depending on your builds and how strapped you are for points. Well, let's run through how this works. So when do you gain the support team icon? It's during your list building phase, very similar to Minister Tua or Vanguard, meaning that, for example, if this title card was ever to be discarded, it does not discard the support team. Because this is the timing for this was done and over with in shipbuilding. You equipped the separate card. So if this card somehow gets gone, your support team slot stays. It doesn't automatically get discarded as well. Just want to make sure I'm being clear on that. And then the second part, when you execute a speed 1 maneuver, so a Victory class Star Destroyer, as it shows here on its nav chart, at speed 1, it only has the 1 yaw, meaning that before, if you had wanted to get the double yaw, you had to use other cards such as a navigation command or nav teams. Or now you could take, for example, evasive action. So you can only do like a little turn like that, which, as you see here, as I do the turn, like not very threatening, doesn't ever get anywhere. But when we back that up, and now we can do that second yaw point on there. Look at that. The thing actually turns now. It can actually do things. It's more threatening. It can actually get that front arc, which is one of the widest in the game, other than the Quasar Fire. It's super huge. It's a wider front arc than even the ISD. So it gets that big arc out there where you can start laying down some fire, especially if you're taking the VSD2 version as a gunboat, the decaps, etc. So let's back this up. So that is that's Harrow. That's if you're at speed 1, you have the navigation of 2. This does work with the engine text card that we have here. So, for example, if you did execute a navigate command, you're at speed 1, you do that double yaw here, and then if you exhaust engine text to conduct another speed 1 maneuver, again, you can do the one yaw or the 2 yaw. So it could do essentially a speed 2 or, a speed 2 maneuver, or if it is doing yeah, so even if the VSD, for example, was going speed 2, when it made its initial maneuver and then exhausts engine text, the engine text is conducted as a speed 1 maneuver. This here, when it's saying when you execute, it's during a speed 1 maneuver. It's not referencing, for example, your ship's speed dial. So it doesn't matter what the speed dial is set at. If you execute a speed 1 maneuver, you can utilize this card, whether that be the initial movement, the engine text movement, or if you're playing Rift Ambush and you're second player and the Rift is pushing you. So some situations where staying speed 1 or even going speed 2 and just getting all these nifty little clicks, it's pretty great. So again, want to make sure I was covering that. And that's Harrow. There's no crazy card interactions. There's no crazy things going on that you guys need to be aware of. It's just fantastic card. Let's cover some of the engineering options you can put on here, or rather support team options. So I kind of have them arrayed in order of usefulness. Engineering team, no, just no. Don't even bother with that card. It's not very good. Never has been. Never will be. Medical team. If you're at 399 and all you have is a point left, sure, put medical team on there. I guess that could come in handy. Some potentially not as useful cards, but maybe you can find niche roles for them. I still make an argument you could put nav team on there. So, 3 points for Harrow, 4 points for nav team. Sure, that's 7 points, but then you can get the double click, or not the double click. You can get if you use a navigation command. So the VSD gets the -1, and if you have the token, that gives you 2 yaw. So you could do double yaw on 1 and then 1 on the 2, or or the 1 and the 2. I can make an argument that nav team is still useful depending on what type of fleet build that you're going for. Again, the flaw of the VSD is not being able to keep its front on target. Nav team helps you accomplish that. Okay. But again, when you can spend 4 points more and get engine text, and you can just stay at speed 1 to get double yaw, again, depends on your play style. All right. Projection experts. You might be thinking, what's kind of the point of that? It's not an interdictor. It doesn't have a ton of engineering points to hand out. Well, with engineering of 4, it's more hefty in combat than an interdictor. It doesn't have contain, but it does have the brace double redirect. You could potentially use it as a shield boat. Maybe you have an ISD, or maybe you have weaker ships where maybe they don't want to come after your VSD and they're going after some of your smaller ships. So you say, okay, here guys, here's some shields, trying to help them out. So potentially you could argue that there's a case for that. But the top 3 cards you're going to see on a Harrow is engine techs, fighter coordination team, and auxiliary shield teams. Again, engine techs being that you're able to make that extra movement, turns this VSD into a speed 3. Bulldog just row. It wants to come and chew things up. Especially, I love it with Vic 1s, because Vic 1s have always been just with external racks, and they've always been a very good ship, just lacked the ability to actually get anywhere. Well, now it can actually get someplace. So you'll probably almost always see engine techs on it. Fighter coordination team, hey, with a squadron value of 3, and if you put expanded hangar bays on it, which turns it into 4, you can fighter coordination team and push 4 squadrons at a time. I don't know of any other ship. The MC-80s could do it, but now you have a Victory class Star Destroyer that can do it. That's for the Empire. That is, you got to really think about that, because if you take Oswald on him and then you do that movement, okay, you push 4 and then move speed 1, okay, push 4 again. You can kind of see where you can get some interesting fighter combinations for the Empire that they have only ever been able to accomplish if they brought Squall. So something to think about. Um, let's see here. And then the auxiliary shield teams, which is, when you reveal your engineering command, you can increase your side shields by one maximum. So instead of having 3 shields on the side, it goes to, 4, 3, 4, 1. So very, very weak back shields, but hey, now you got those beefier side shields, still strong front shields. Really helps. It gives it a little bit more survivability. Again, engineering 4, you can, you only need one command and boom, boom, you're at max. And yeah, again, another great benefit of having a support team. So that is Harrow, however you want to call it. It's very harrowing for me to pronounce. So Star Wars puns and names. Yeah. Again, I love how they're trying to bring love to some older ships, older cards, trying to keep them relevant with all the new stuff coming out, and I think they're doing a great job with that. But of course, if you feel like I missed anything or didn't point something out, or if you have any questions or comments, please leave one. I always respond or try to respond, or at least heart react to everybody. You guys are great. I look forward to doing my next video announcing my big project I'm working on. And yeah, I will catch you guys next time.